Alright, kids, this is going to be drink a tea there. This is going to be, I guess, my top carry knives, EDCs, of all time, kind of. I've been watching, I watch knife videos all the time, for sure. I'm just adding my collection, some of my collection, to the Knife Geek YouTube community, if that is a thing. Actually, it is a thing. So hopefully you won't rip me apart too much for what I have here or what I say. If I misspeak on anything with regard to these, don't freak out in the comments, or freak out in the comments. I don't care. You can educate me and or we can discuss if I get something wrong, or you think I'm wrong, or you don't like what I'm saying, or whatever. I don't care. It is what it is. It's an open discussion. I don't censor anybody. Well, okay, I'm digressing. I'm going down a dark road. Let's not go down that dark road. Let's stick with the tools that we see in front of us here. What I was going to say before I went on the detours that I tend to go on was that I see a lot of people, they don't talk about SOGs. I don't know if that's just because YouTube is throwing Benchmades at me, and Spydercos, because that's what I've been researching over the last month or so, which is completely possible. From a week-to-week, month-to-month basis, we have no idea how the hell YouTube works and or treats us. So with all that being said, I'll take you down the list of the first, I guess, everyday carry knife that I ever got was a Griptilian from Cabela's store. This is not the one that I got. I shared the original one in another video where I was talking about the new Griptilian with the proper handle, as some people have said. This is the old style handle. This is a custom one that I had done that I used a little bit, as you can see, but it has Jay's Golf on there and some designs, some splinter designs on the black satin finish blade. It's S30V steel, but it's more of a showpiece, or at least I don't carry it every day. This was the first SOG that I ever got. This is the SOG Rescue. I like this. I actually think I saw it in a movie with Tommy Lee Jones, where I don't know what the movie is. I think is it the one with the Wesley Snipes? U.S. Marshals? Maybe. I don't know. Correct me. But I remember there's a scene where they're in a helicopter, and I don't know if it was a girl or his sidekick was trapped by a seatbelt, and he whipped out what looked like this knife because it has a flat sheep's foot end to it, where a paramedic or what have you, firefighter, rescue, you can slide it in and slice open anything. Could be a seatbelt, could be closed, without damaging the skin. And this was it's not the arc lock that's on here or the axis. It does require two hands, or you gotta close it against your leg, but it did allow me to open with one hand quickly, and I carried it just in case. And I like the steel on this. It's not listed. I forget, it's not S30V. But this is. And this is a Tonto. And you can see it's gotten some pretty good use with regard to some sticky stuff. So I need to clean that. That's my fault. But this is the Vulcan. Yes, my bad. This is the Vulcan VG10 steel from Seki, Japan. So it's got that double layer of steel. You can maybe see the line. You can see the line far better on this side than this side. This side, the line goes all the way almost to where the recurve is. This I carried around, honestly, but it's a bit big, it's a bit ominous, it's a bit scary, it's black, it's satin, so when you flip it out and you just want to open a box, somebody's gonna go, holy shit, what are you doing with that, dude, you know? So someone that doesn't consider this a tool, and they just want to use a pair of scissors, and there's nothing wrong with that, but I was like, okay, let's see if we can downsize. So again, because I like that VG10 steel, I found this little guy. This is the SOG Visionary 1. It is also VG10 steel, and as you can see by the pocket clip, this has gotten a lot of pocket time. It's a perfect size. It's all black. It has a G10 handle, so it's very light. It's not heavy at all. It almost, because the blade looks is black satin as much as the handle is, it almost looks to someone that doesn't know knives to be plastic the whole way through. Of course, when they see the blade reflect a little bit, then obviously it becomes something other than that. But if you don't open it like, you know, real fast like that, but if you just like, you know, slowly open it to just slice open a box or cut some twine or whatever you would do with it, and you flick it closed like that real quick, people barely notice that it's a knife, quote unquote. So I really like this knife, and this has I recently got this. This is, again, like I told you earlier in the video, I've been watching the Benchmades and videos on Benchmades and Spydercos. I own a couple Spydercos. I have a paramilitary here, sitting here. But this one, these two are competing for pocket time, because this could, honestly, could use a sharpen. And that's only because when I got this in the mail and I sliced something open with it, it was almost like there was nothing there. It sliced through a box as though the box didn't exist. This has dulled a little bit to where there's some effort. So these are competing for pocket time. Right now this is getting most pocket time just because it's new. It's a new toy. Now, sitting here are my runners up, if you will. I've never really carried these in my pocket, but this is the Axis card. This is the first one that SOG made. I actually lost it. Again, it's a sheep's toe or sheep's foot. It's definitely not in the vein of a rescue knife, but it's definitely in the vein of a utility knife or a box cutter, where it's good for precision slicing. And this one, I guess they meant it to be like a money clip. I never used it as such, as you can probably guess. It does have a lanyard hole. I don't even think they sell it anymore. It comes with a pair of tweezers and a toothpick in here. And then they went to the Axis 2, where they milled it out, made it really light, really thin, and again, all of these saws are VG10 steel. So they're very, very, very sharp right out of the box. Now you can see this has gotten a good amount of use. This one usually sits on my desk because of its small form factor when it's closed. So when I want to open something up and I just want to reach on my desk, I reach for this. This is much heavier and much more bulky. I still love it though, especially the action. Again, it has a modified arc lock. I gotta make sure that this is axis lock, this is the arc lock, but they work the same. For ambidextrous person like myself, they work the same. And this is ultra smooth, this Visionary. It's just, wow, I just really, really like it. Really, really, really like it. So, I guess, again, that's the progression of my everyday carries, where I've gone from a Griptilian, which is kind of fat in the pocket, to a Rescue, which is equally as fat, if we're being honest, but I'm not a firefighter, I'm not any kind of rescue operation professional, so I don't even know, maybe, and I don't camp, I don't backpack, I don't have a reason to carry something that I would need to, like, you know, cut open a buddy's pant leg to tourniquet is, at least I hope I never end up in that position. And I don't carry it because it does require me to close it either on my leg or with two hands. So I then progressed onto this guy, but again, I reiterate, it's a little bit big, if we're being honest. And I found this one. And this is about the perfect size for an EDC, non-threatening. And then I came across, why this wasn't on my radar, I do not know. But it is a bit bigger, for sure. The blade length is bigger. I'm just trying to measure up the cutting portion. So it's definitely bigger. So in terms of everyday carry, these two are still going to be my battle. Are still going to battle it out. The Visionary one and the 940, the original. I got to actually call Benchmade about the 940-2 here because it's sticky. It opens if you press it hard enough, just fine. But I either got to play with it, work it more, so it closes better for me. This one is just drops, literally almost drops right back into its housing, right back into the handle. It's so smooth. It's even smoother than this on closing. I mean, the smoothness of this out of the box. I don't know if they're all like that, if I just got lucky. Some people don't like it to be that smooth. I personally do, to where I don't even have to use anything to get it back into the handle to get it closed. And then the other one that's vying for some pocket time, just because it's a Spyderco, is the paramilitary. Because as I was researching this, this kept popping up. And I was like, sorry, trying to do this spidey toss, and it's still sticking on me a little bit. And I now know what all the hubbub is about with regard to this particular knife. The grip on it, how it feels in hand, the way it ramps up here with the jimping. And there's a little bit of jimping here, but I prefer to hold it here. But if you want to do some more delicate work, you can choke up. And I do not mind the spine lock, rather than the liner lock on the inside. The inside liner lock is not good for me, but on the back, I could handle it. So, there we go. There's a smooth one. Just slide it down, and gloves or no gloves, I now know what the hype is about. This is a solid knife. If you're gonna do some more heavy duty work than you would need this guy for, or this one for that matter. So I would definitely go for this even over this, because even though this is a broader blade, and also this is a Tonto, so you could get a non-Tonto Vulcan, which wouldn't be as aggressive, for sure. And then it's got a flipper. None of these are flippers except for this. So I don't know if my rambling was at all interesting to anybody, or if anybody shares the same opinion or carries a similar blade or had one of these in the past. If there's something wrong with SOG, tell me. Like, I mean, I don't know if there's something, like, why is it, I mean, the quality is it, are SOGs not made in the US? I know Benchmade and Spyderco are made in the US. So is that the issue? Or SOGs made in China? Or is that, or are we angry about that? I don't understand. Because this has served me really well for a good long time. So, so did this one. This one was just too aggressive. But this one, for sure. So, I've gone on long enough. Now you've seen my favorite of my collection, my favorite everyday carries, and the succession that they went through. So, I hope you enjoyed my ramblings.